Good morning.
Today we come to a simple lesson, honesty. Honesty is a old American motto. Honesty is best policy. When I came to America long time ago, 50-some years, I heard this honesty is best policy in the beginning when I learned English over here. And I found it's very interesting and very important in life that if we all practice honesty. But at the time when I learned this, I also learned American people, especially in Texas, they like to add, when you're holding a conversation, tell them something or give them some message. They will use this, really? Robbie, did you do that? When they say something, you say, really? So I thought this is in conflict. When you practice honesty is best policy, but you at the end, you come with this really, with a question mark thing like that. So I didn't like it very much. So finally I told them, this is in conflict with honesty, best policy. When we talk about honesty, we tell what it is. And why come this thing really? Okay? But it's American idiom, the way they express. It does not mean they don't believe what you just said. It's just lie, they just do that. Like some people in all over America, they like to say, when something important or not important, they'll say, oh my, you know what is that, okay? And I thought this was called God's name in vain. So I refrain to say things like that. Oh my, you can oh my finger, okay? Oh my hair. You don't have to say oh my almighty, all those things. Now we have this come here. No lie versus no truth. Jesus did no sin, neither was lie found in his mouth. 1 Peter chapter 2:22. We have quite a few 2:22. Okay, this is another good one to remember. 1 Peter 2:22. I always remember vividly all the time is 2 Timothy 2:22. Because in Chinese we have 2:2. Okay, in English we have second, that means 2. Okay, Timothy, chapter 2, and 22. Okay, we seek righteousness, faithfulness, all those things. Okay, with those who, with the pure-hearted people, we have 2:22. Here we have 1 Peter 2:22. Jesus did no sin and no lie in his mouth. But Satan is the other opposite. Satan is father of lies. In him there's no truth. Jesus said that. Not me, okay? John chapter 8:44. Jesus said Satan is father of lies, and there's no truth in him. There are children of God, and these people practice honesty. As Jesus put it this way in Matthew 5:37. Matthew 5:37. If it's yes, you say yes. If it's no, you say no. Beyond that, from the evil one, from the devil. You see, this is a true versus false. Jesus versus Satan. In Jesus, there's no lie. In Satan, there's no truth. Okay? You have the exact opposite. And there are children of God and there are children of Satan. These people practice deception. In order to practice deception, you have to deceive yourself first. Then you can become able to deceive other people. You have to train yourself to deceive, to practice lies. Like people always like to tell me they have a good excuse. Almost every week I have encountered someone, especially Chinese people, they smoke cigarette. I just did not like it. I don't like it. So I always ask them, why? Why do you have to smoke cigarette? It's not good to your health. It's not good to anybody's health. Why do you do that? They usually say, I know it is bad and I want to quit many times, but I fail. I like to quit, but I fail. It's not a good excuse. I always like to start from the original. At the beginning, how did you develop? In the beginning, how did you develop to do smoking? How did you become able to do smoking? I know that, okay? At the beginning, when you suck the first breath into your mouth, you cough, you feel very bad at the beginning. You hate it, it's bad, you feel very bad. Sometimes you want to throw up, but they train themselves, make themselves to overcome. You see, they're determined to develop the habit of smoking. Okay? Now they can develop to quit the same way. But by the grace of God, for the children of God, they can say, quit. That clean cut. When they say quit, and then they quit. But a lot of people deceive themselves and deceive others. When they say they cannot quit, they are deceiving themselves and deceiving other people. I know that they know how to quit. Thank God, this can be just according to man in flesh. As I say, I appreciate my discovery. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 6. While we are alive, living in the flesh, we can do the judgment. How people develop how to lie. My new discovery last week was 1 John chapter 2, 3, and 4. Believe Jesus, born again people, they all like to say, in the New Testament Bible, okay, believe Jesus, born again, or do what says in the Bible. Everyone who claim they have been born again. As I said recently, I have quite a few opportunities to study Bible with denominational people. Those who think they have brain and they all like to press their heart. I declare, I am very sure I had been born again. That means saved already. But the point is, they are not obeying the teaching in the New Testament Bible. But here, Apostle John declared, believe Jesus, born again people, all of them, do what says in the New Testament Bible. Right here. 1 John chapter 3, chapter 2, verse 3 and 4. Now let us read these two scriptures. We know that we have come to know Him, that means God, if we obey His commands. 1 John 2, 3. Now this word, know, by the grace of God, suddenly I have an urge, a feeling, I want to find out what does it mean. So I look it up over here. I had put out the number. You don't have to know Greek. I give you the number on the dictionary. And I found this. We know that we have been redeemed by God through Jesus Christ if we obey His commands. That's what chapter 2, verse 3. You can translate this way. If we obey the teaching in the New Testament Bible, we are really redeemed through Jesus Christ. That's what the word know means in here. And by the grace of God, I found it. I was very, very happy, because this will help me to study with these people. They do not obey the teaching in the New Testament Bible, but they like to claim they had been born again. And they like to say, I'm very sure I had been born again. But the point is, they're not in the Church of Christ. They don't even understand so many scriptures that I share with them. They don't understand. And I keep asking them, if you will not have God-given opportunity to come here, study Bible with me, in your lifetime, you will never get to know this truth in the Bible. You will never, in your lifetime, know the truth that I'm sharing with you. And they had to admit it, because these people had been going to denominational church over 30, 40 years. And they think they are very devoted. They go to church, participate in all kinds of activity, and they think they are very sure they have been saved. But the point is, they did not obey what says in the New Testament Bible. And that's why they ask, and I invite them to study Bible, sit down and study Bible. Each time, 1.5 to 2 hours. And I keep telling them, they are learning the truth in the Bible here. But if God did not give them this opportunity to be here, study with me, in their lifetime, they will know, and they will never have a chance to know this truth. And they all have to say yes. They have to admit it. Lots of Jesus believers like to say, I am sure I have been born again. Somehow, in my knowledge, these born again people are not in the Church of Christ. Somehow, those we are in the Church of Christ, I don't know where you worship. We very seldom claim that we have been born again. We like to say we are children of God. We are a member of the Church of Christ. We practice what says in the New Testament Bible. We seldom say, I'm sure I have been born again. But somehow denominational people, they all like to say very often, I'm sure I have been born again. But as I say, my point is, they are deceiving themselves and deceiving each other. In fact, according to the truth in the Bible, they have never been born again. They don't even know what born again means, how to be born again. They don't even know that truth. but they think they are very sure that they have been born again. My point is they have not in the Church of Christ. But to me, all these years that I studied the Bible, anyone who is not in the Church of Christ have no chance to know the truth, especially the truth that needed to be saved, to be born again. If they are not in the Church of Christ, I can give them 150 years old. They will never learn it. But as I pray to God, now they learn, they will change. But I will not tell them, if you really want to be born again, you have to come here. I will not say that. I will just keep studying Bible until they are tired, until I'm tired. Then I say, why go on? I have been sharing this truth in the Bible, and you admitted that. And you are not interested to practice, to change. Because all this time that we have been studying together, I clearly see that you are in the trap of Satan. Satan has already framed you inside his trap. If the truth in the Bible cannot touch your heart, like Peter did when he told them the truth, this Jesus whom you nailed to the cross, God had made him Lord and Christ. When they heard that, they were cut in their heart. But right now, nowadays, how many truths in the Bible I read to them, but somehow their heart is not cut. Their heart will be dead. So these people is hopeless. This is in my knowledge, okay? And there were some born again Christians in our neighborhood 40-some years ago, 45 years ago when we moved here. They said, I thought we had it, okay? With 1974, September the 30th, we arrived in Flushing. At that time, on the street, very few people walk on the street in Flushing. When I see some people, living creature, walking on the street, I was very happy. Maybe Arizona have some place like that. You don't see people very often. But at that time, when we were here, we don't see people very often. When I saw someone walking on the street, I was very happy. I speak to them, and I say hello to them, like we did in Texas, say hello to everybody. And I ask them, do you believe Jesus? 80% they say yes. But they don't born again Christian. I met quite a few, and they don't go to church. They never go to church. I solemnly declare, there is no born again people outside Church of Christ. And I had declared for quite a few times, Christianity, not one in Christianity believes Jesus. Not one. And I dare to challenge, if you can find one in Christianity, know the truth, let me know. I will treat you with a Chinese laughter dinner that may cost $35. By the grace of God, I can afford it. Number one, Christianity is not in the Bible. Christianity is created in Europe for European people, not for us, those who know the truth. Those who know the truth know in the Bible there is Church of Christ, not Christianity. By the grace of God, nowadays it's easy to verify. All you need is, I have the Bible program. You can have the Bible program. You can just free to download, right? It's free to download. And you search, you write the word Christianity and click search. Old Testament, New Testament, Genesis to Revelation. The word Christianity is not in the Bible. Okay, I did that a few times. Okay, just in case when I say it and make a mistake, it's bad. So I search, remember one more time. Not one in Christianity believes Jesus. Not one. All the people believe Jesus in Church of Christ. Right here. If they are born again Christian, born again people, they are all in Church of Christ. Of course, you can say not everyone in Church of Christ are born again. Not everyone. True. Lot of them right here. Not every one of them have been born again. Not every one of us right here have been born again. True. But my point is, anyone have been born again have to be in the Church of Christ, nowhere else. He that said, I know him. See that? He that said, I know him. You know what that means? He that said, I have been born again. God had redeemed me through Jesus Christ. That's what that means. Put it in your head. Yeah, put it in your head. That's what that means. Right here in this. Anyone who say that I had been redeemed by God through Jesus Christ. God redeemed people through Jesus Christ. Anyone who claims, I have been redeemed, that means born again. I have been redeemed by God through Jesus Christ. Okay? And keep not his commandment is a liar. Belong to Satan. A liar. Therefore, anyone who is not in the Church of Christ, they are all L-I-A-R. With the S, right? Rick with the S, right? Liars. They are all, because we are all up there. So you have to end with an S. Also, right? All liars with an S. Okay. Anyone who say, I've been born again, redeemed by God through Jesus Christ, they have to be in Church of Christ. If they are not, they are all liars. And by the grace of God, I'm very happy. Thank God. Very thankful to God. Record it. Make sure you record well, okay? And the truth is not in him. The Apostle John, the Apostle Love, read this. Here, Apostle John declared, he that said, I have been born again, and keep not what says in the New Testament Bible, he's a liar, he'll go to hell. Loud and clear. Just according to man in flesh. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 6. The scripture, Apostle Peter make it very clear. This thing we can judge right now in the flesh. If they say they've been born again, they have to be in the Church of Christ. If they're not, they are L-I-A-R, S, liars. And there's no truth in him. Here, I can say one more thing. And I'm very thankful to God. Now we have members here find their way to record my preaching and how I deliver it. I'm very thankful to God. 100 years from now, they can still see that I'm living and preaching on YouTube. There is no truth within these people because they are all liars. They are children of Satan. By the grace of God, this one I can judge right now in flesh according to men. 1 Peter 4:6. Anyone who is not in the church of Christ, not born again, not saved, not know the truth, with not N-O-T. I also solemnly declare on this earth, not one can disagree what I just said. What did I say? Let me repeat one more time. In Christianity, not one believes Jesus. That's one. If they don't come here, they don't listen to my preaching, in their lifetime, I give them 10,000 years, they will still not know. On this earth, not one can disagree, because by the grace of God, now we have computer. We can click search, Genesis to Revelation. The word Christianity is not in the Bible. Satan started that in Europe. Anyone say he or she has been born again but not in Church of Christ is a liar. If people never listen to my preaching today, this preaching, they will not even know this one. They will die thinking they will go to heaven. They will die going to hell, but they thinking they're going to heaven. You know where I got this? Matthew 7:22 to 23. I got this. Matthew 7:22 to 23. They can be so sure. They preach in the name of the Lord. They can be so powerful, so popular. So many people listen to them because they can cast out demons in the name of the Lord. They can perform so many miracles in the name of the Lord. But what Jesus said, the point of what Jesus said, they were evildoers. Jesus said, I will tell them plainly, they are evildoers. And Jesus never knew this kind of people, never know them. You see, I'm declaring what Jesus said. If they are not in the Church of Christ, they are all liars. That's why I keep advising people. If you are not in the Church of Christ, don't ever say you believe Jesus. Don't say that. Because when you say, you're exposing yourself. You lie to yourself, you lie to everybody, and you're children of Satan. Why you want to do that? But lots of people do that very often. Too bad. People not in Church of Christ cannot know the truth in the New Testament Bible. How then any can keep what it says? Nobody can do that. Too bad for those not here worshiping with us. Today, you are blessed. Yeah, Andy and one of his sons, a wife over here, give us a good example. Where they go to worship in the Church of Christ. I would be surprised they go to a Baptist church. Okay. Give us a good example. Hey, Peter, you should remember him, right? 3 years ago, they were here. Too bad, those who are not here worshiping us, they will never know this truth. Everyday fact upon us all. Anyone came here from not Church of Christ. This is my Chinese English, okay? To make it simple. I have at least 31 Bible verses. All of them do not know correctly. Today, 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we have 1 hour Bible study. We'll eat lunch together and then we'll study these 31 places. Make sure you know it correctly. Okay? I have at least these 31 places of scripture. They will never know in their lifetime on earth if they never been here. Listen to me. By the grace of God, this has been tested every Sunday right now. Today, do we have new people coming today? In the last few weeks, 3 weeks, every Sunday, we have some new people coming. By the grace of, when we sit down and talk with them, the truth that we learn here, nowhere else they can learn. By the grace of God, recently, every Sunday came a few new people. Now, number 2 great blessings in America. In America, we have 2 great blessings. Now, may God bless America, okay? Almost all will say this. This means if you work hard, you will find food and own a house to live in. If you work hard. In America, this is 2 good things. If you work hard, you don't even have to go to Church of Christ. You don't have to believe in Jesus. But if you work hard, you will find food to eat. Robin can find food to eat too, right? And you have a place to live. There's 2 good things in America. Everyone work honestly and work hard enough, they'll find food and clothing. But I was not talking about that. Not at all. The 2 great blessings in America are this one. A, you can believe Jesus according to what says in the Bible. Number 2, you find many honest, hardworking people. I'm talking about these two. Here in America, you can believe Jesus according to the Bible. Like what we are doing here. We are a good example for everybody. In New York City, 8 million people can all do what we are doing. Okay? Same thing. You can believe Jesus according to the Bible. But in other places, you cannot. You have no way even if you want to. But here, in America, we have this opportunity. And number 2, I found many honest, hard-working people. America has a lot of hard-working people. Especially 50-some years ago, when I first came to America, in Texas, I found many hard-working people. Almost everyone. At the time when I came, I was 50 years younger. And I met lots of good old Americans. Honest people, hardworking people, especially in Texas. So we developed this saying to each other, to comfort each other. Do not work too hard. You said it in Arizona, don't work too hard. At that time, we try to invite each other, don't work too hard. Okay, don't be too tired because everybody work hard. And that's what makes America great. America great and bountiful because we have many hard-working people. They work their life out. And they make money. They can buy food and housing. You don't even have to believe Jesus in church, why not Church of Christ? If you work hard, In America, you can find food and housing. This is everybody know. But when come to believe Jesus, according to the Bible, in America, like myself, you see, in America, I found dictionary. I found word for word translation. And I found I can understand and preach what's said in the Bible. And by the grace of God, I found the confidence to declare this one. As I already said, in Christianity, not one believes Jesus. I can say that with great confidence. Nobody can disagree. And that one also. In America, we can work hard. We can practice believe Jesus according to the Bible. But of course, you can say other places can do the same also. Okay, maybe so it be. I'll be very happy. But sorry to say, these two great blessings is diminishing very fast. Almost disappear. Now, 15 years ago, when I had a chance to work in South Carolina, and a place very close called Hunting Island, I always like to, once in a while, tell this little story. I preached for a church of Christ over there, and they encouraged me to take my family to Hunting Island, do fishing, and have a good time on Monday and Tuesday. Sunday, I have to do preachings. Wednesday, I have to teach Bible class. So Monday and Tuesday, I have break. And they take me to Hunting Island. And later, I drove car myself. And one day, I saw this young man, not so young, at least 30 or 40 years, doing fishing right next to me. He drove a Cadillac. And I say, hey, why are you here to do fishing? You don't have to go work? He said, no, I don't work. And I said, why? He said, I have government help. Government send me a check. Okay? And if I go to work, my salary, the money I make, deduct tax, deduct gasoline, deduct all these things, about the same amount of money. Why I go to work? And I still can afford to drive this car. That's why I'm here. Why do I go work? Today we're the same situation. Large places, nobody work. They cannot find workers. Why? Because lots of people have government check. They don't have to work. You see, this is America. People have food and clothing. They don't work. Still have food and clothing. They don't have to work. So this hard-working idea, this hard-working practice disappears, diminishing, and growing fast. And I even heard some people, how they work in government office, they don't work. But my wife hate what I said this day. When she worked for the government, she had to work hard. Okay, all 8 hours. Hey, Eddie, you have to work hard in your job. Okay. Okay, lots of people, they don't work hard anymore. And that's why America has allowed other things. Now, personal experience. Oh, he's here. 1974, September 30, I arrived flushing. 80% people say they believe Jesus. And now, maybe the other way around. Conclusion now. Servant, obey in all things. Then your master according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing the Lord. America used to have a lot of hardworking people. When the boss watching, they work hard. When the boss not watching, they still work hard. Same working attitude. Not that like if the boss you work, and the boss is gone, they don't work. Not like that. That's why America was great for 200-300 years. But not now. You know what's up? Great blessing America because we can believe Jesus according to the Bible. Because we have hard-working people. And they're hard-working, not just the boss here watching. When the boss is out of town, they still work hard. That's the kind of people. Obey your leaders and submit to their authority in the church. That's what makes America great. The place where I lived for a few years, 95% go to church. 1/3 of them belong to Church of Christ. Peaceful place, wonderful town. We can all repeat that. If we work hard and obey your leadership in the church, when they teach, you practice what says in the Bible. Now these were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of the mind, examining the scripture daily, every day, whether this thing were so. Remember, reserve some time every day to read a portion of Bible. Okay? A few chapters or a few verses. And put it in your mind. Let it retain in your head every day. Honesty in faith in Jesus. Honesty in work. Honesty in your own life. That you practice what's said in the Bible. And the Lord will bless you. May the Lord bless you all. Rick, come to say closing prayer.